You guys are currently setting in this long hallway, which you can see. You just had this little encounter with a bunch of... I don't think you guys know what they are, or maybe Neb does. Did I tell you what they were, Neb? Because you made some checks.
Yeah, gremlins.
Some type of gremlin creature. Specifically what kind? You don't know. But they were a very short, bluish creature. And you fought a little battle with them and had these giant maggot-like creatures with them, or one anyway, that you fought. And you vanquished quite easily, honestly. I wonder why. But yeah, you had that little battle. And now you're in this long L-shaped corridor with doors to the east, north, and also if we move you up here towards the L, you'll see another door up there in the north, as well as in the south portion of that wall. Let me move you again, right there. You'll see yet another door. And also, you guys will notice over here a couple things. Directly to the north is the base of the Gauntlight itself. The Gauntlight, of course, is the I can't think of the word. The lighthouse itself. This is the base to the lighthouse. And to your left, to the west, you'll also see what looks like a little alcove, a little secret chamber was found, thanks to Neb and Farley Tell. And you were able to get into this little nook, and you discovered what looked like there used to be something here that was taken. You could see where something like maybe a giant jewel or something was scraped free from this little base. And I believe it was Farley, using his vast amounts of intelligence, he deduced that this was actually some type of teleportation device or alcove used for teleporting. The only problem is that that missing component kind of renders it useless at this point. So you basically found the little teleportation alcove that no longer works. And yeah, that's where we currently are so far. So you've explored this room, you found some doorways all over the place. What would you like to do?
Should we give few of those doors a knock?
If I remember, I think one of you guys went through all the doors and just to check them, give them a once over. And
I thought Ramirez did that, yeah.
yeah, I think he did. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Did you take any notes on that?
Yes, there was one door in the north. From our perspective, looking at the screen, there was one door in the north to our right that had
Right there? Is that it, Ramirez? That door right there on the map?
I had switched to voice activity. It just kept failing. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was that door right there where there was a little hole next to the door. We could see through it, and it was small enough to throw Neb through. We were going to put Neb through the door or through the hole.
I remember.
Yeah, now I remember. Nobody at any point, and not even me, thought to take the harness that was crafted out of the rope around my waist away. So you can throw Neb through the hole, and then if he starts to scream, you can pull him right back to other side.
I don't want to throw him through the hole, blindly. But I mean, we can look through. I'm gonna push. I'll push. I'll let Neb get on me and look on my shoulders through the hole.
Yeah, let's see what's on the other side.
I will be ready to stab things.
Mm-hmm. I have your
Okay.
march. I have your marching order, by the way. It's just to go over that real quick. By default, it's going to be single file: Sigrid, Neb, Marianne Dell, Farley Tell, and Ramirez in the rear.
Mhm.
So by default, that's how you guys are lined up, unless somebody like Neb, for instance, comes out of that marching order to investigate the hole. Let me look at something here.
Well, let me do something before we mess with anything around here. Let me look for a trap in case there's. Let me see if I can find anything that's booby trap.
Thank you, Farley. Or Ramirez.
Yeah, that is the wise thing to do.
I just rolled.
Okay, 1 second.
I go up, look at the door, and look at the hole, and
All right, blind roll. Now, what were you doing? You were checking.
I'm looking for any traps or anything out of the ordinary around the door, around the hole. If I could see through the hole, I don't know if I'm tall enough.
Okay, let me try and describe this whole setup here. You can kind of get a gist of what it looks like looking at the map. And what it is there's this big mound of fallen rubble from the ceiling that has collapsed down in front of the door. And I'd say about 80% of the door itself, you can just see at the very top, it's exposed, but about 80% of it is covered. It's possible you might be able to dig this out and get to the door, but here's the thing. If you look further up, you'll see there's actually where it had fallen in, there's a hole, and you can actually peek over the side and see what's beyond that door without actually opening the door. So what you're doing, you can easily climb this. It's not too difficult to get above the door and up to the ceiling. It's about 10 foot up or thereabouts, and you could peer over. Now, scanning around and feeling around at this rubble and on the top above the door, you don't notice anything like, trip wires or a beam that's protruding a particular way. No traps as far as you can tell. Anyway, so that's the situation. You're peeking around. And one thing I want to clarify here with you guys, I want to verify this, but one of you guys actually has a torch in their hand. And my notes tell me that it's Farley. Is that okay?
Yeah.
No, Farley had the lights.
Yeah, I think that's actually right.
Oh, there was something else.
Someone had the light balls that were ahead of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was. What's the word? Keeping the spell going.
Mm-hmm. So go to your sheet, look up that spell, and make a notation somewhere. You still are sustaining it.
Yeah, sustaining. That's the word.
And if you can do that and put it in the chat so I have something to refer to. Because it's been a while. It's been 49 days since we last encountered the flaming light ball spell.
I'm appalled. You just don't just keep remembering things endlessly.
I do.
Yeah, you remembered it better than I did. Just a second.
Dancing
There
lights.
you go.
So it sheds light like a torch, each of the balls. There's 4 of them. 60 feet, 10 feet from all others. You have to be within 120 feet of them? Oh, each light must remain within 120 feet of you. So yeah, you can really check things out. Wow. All right. Sustained. So we're assuming every so many seconds you're keeping it going. All right. So essentially, you could send all 3 balls 120 feet in front of you, and it would be like a torch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so go ahead and describe to me how those balls are currently situated. You don't have to be too detailed, but where are they?
Well, I think at this moment they're just like floating above the group. No any precaution was taken, I think, after the combat. So perhaps I could spread them a bit further.
Okay, like right near Ramirez so he can see?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's all I needed to know. It'll help him see. If you want one to go down in front of him into the room, you can do so. I don't think you have to be able to see each ball.
Yeah, let one go into the room.
All right, so Ramirez, you can now see inside this chamber. It's a shadowy chamber. Let me look at my map. It's about 20 feet north to south and about 30, 40 feet east to west. All right? You're currently in about the southwestern portion of that room. Okay, so your little doorway, your little entrance isn't centered on the room itself. But you can see fully in the room. And all along the walls, particularly to the east and the northwest, is the heaviest, darkest areas. The rubble itself falls down over the doorway, descends into the room, covering the center, and all the way up to the northern side of the room. You see a lot of rubble where the ceiling has fallen in. Light is coming in from above, as well as from the orb, at least one of the orbs, thanks to Neb, floating in front of you inside the room. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to bring Ramirez's token onto the map, and I'm going to put you in the room, but you're not actually in the room. So Ramirez, if you click on your token, you should be able to see exactly what he sees. And what I'll do is I'll put a torch on for you to simulate the little orb. And that is what you see. Only you can see this.
Hey guys, we should probably, my advice or suggestion would be we should at least remove enough rubble from this door so we can access this door if necessary.
Yeah.
There's another door beyond the way that leads to
Okay.
What is your perception modifier, Ramirez?
Let's see here. You mean just roll a perception check?
No, just give me your modifier.
Looking. +7.
Okay. Now at this point, you're not actually in the room, but you're sticking your head into the room. So you're not in the room yet, but this is what you see. I've got your token in the room. You're not actually in there.
Yeah. I can see there's another door on the other side. And there's looks like a box. And the rubble is on both sides of the door. I don't know. I just don't like the fact that this is blocked in. And I don't think this has been stashed here purposely, but we may need to uncover this doorway eventually. I don't know. It might be an exit or a shortcut into the tower.
I have a little flavor text. Let me read it since you are actually peering into the room. The ceiling of this room has fallen in 2 places. A smaller collapse destroyed a flight of stairs that once led up to the now ruined upper floor. A larger collapse mostly buried the southern double doors, which you're setting atop of, Ramirez, leaving a hole in the roof partially blocked with several crossed timbers. A second double door to the north has a stone face carved with skulls caked with tangles of moss.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
I heard that, yeah.
I have a good feeling about this room.
Yeah, I think we should remove the rubble. Let's remove the rubble from the door. See if we can get it.
Let's remove the rubble, they all say. And then look at me.
Yes. Yes, Sigrid, you're our fearless leader.
So instead of crawling through the hole, you're going to remove all the rubble and expose the door? Is that the plan?
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
Yes.
that's going to take several hours.
That's fine. We can do it carefully and gently.
That's fine, he said.
We don't have to rush. One stone at a time. One stone at a time.
Okay, as you pull back, Ramirez, you hear movement. You look to your right, back inside the room, and to the right you see glinting a shine flickers from the lights that are in the room, and you see black, shiny, chitinous type of a shell moving towards you to your right. And at this point, we're going to roll initiative.
Which room?
Sigrid, move the bricks. Sigrid, kill the demon beetle thing.
Now, what
Sigrid,
happens?
do this.
What happens next depends on initiative. You're partially in that room, still peeking in, and as you were pulling out and the lights were coming with you, you saw motion to the right, rapid moving motion. It looks like some type of shelled creature of a type, hiding in the shadows that you did not notice initially. You had a horrible perception roll.
Neb, send that little orb and harass that creature, whatever it is, and I can get out of the room.
All right. You should be able to, whoops. I just turned a torch on an invisible creature. Let me show you what you see.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, that's what you see, and it's big. It was kind of pressed tight against the wall in the shadows. If you'll notice, there's
I
like
don't
these
see
little...
anything.
Well, you're not in the room. You don't see it yet.
It's
Okay.
It's a giant scorpion. We got giant maggots and giant scorpions. Who's birthing these things?
Yeah, I know. All right, let me remember how to do this. Let me put everybody on the map, first of all. That would be the first step. Let's see. Marianne Dell, we'll bring her on the map. Kitty Poo will leave out. Neb, we'll bring Neb in here. And we're gonna, Ramirez is there. Barrick. Sigrid, I want Sigrid in here.
And I rolled initiative, but let me find my thing.
Hold on, I gotta add everybody to the tracker first, otherwise
Okay.
it won't recognize anybody. It won't recognize your role. All right, I think that's everybody. Let me get this torch out of here. Farley Tell, let me turn his torch on. So you guys can see. I'm gonna make the party token invisible. Let's see, this is a lot of stuff.
Sigrid, kill the giant bug.
All right, let me put you in your march in order and you tell me if you agree with all this. Let me put Sigrid right here. I think she's going to be right there at the base. And Neb, you're kind of behind her. We'll put Mary over here at an angle. Farley, he's behind her. And Ramirez, of course, is up there above the door. Let me move you back in, Ramirez. And let me open this door. So, there. If everybody's clicked on your token, that's what you see currently.
Okay.
And, okay. Now, let me add everybody. to the combat tracker. And if you look at the combat tracker, if you right-click on it, it'll open up in a separate little mini window. That way you can keep your chat window open in Foundry. Just right-click on the combat tracker tokens, the second from the left. Those little icons above the chat. You'll see the combat tracker. Again, if you right-click it, it'll open it up into a separate little window. You can move it around and whatever.
Oh, and I can roll initiative right there?
Yeah, that D20, you can roll that, and that will roll your initiative automatically using your perception modifier, which everybody's going to use. So just hit that button, and that'll be your initiative. And this creature, I'm going to add him.
Apparently I privately rolled dice. I don't... Oh, I blind GM roll. Yeah, my bad. Public roll. Well, I'm going to keep what I got, though, if that's okay.
Okay. That's
Holy
okay.
crap.
Let me add the creature and roll for it, because she won't see the creature's initiative. And let's see, who didn't roll initiative? Farley, I'll roll for Farley. Marianne Dell. Neb, you go ahead and take care of Marianne Dell. You roll for her. And Ramirez, go ahead and make your roll. Hit the little dice button in the combat tracker.
Actually, I don't have access to Marianne Dell's
Oh, yeah,
character.
That's right.
I'm in the combat tracker, but there's no dice icon in the combat tracker. It says blind GM roll.
Let me roll it for you. Okay, Ramirez, you got a 25 total. D20
That's
plus,
really good.
D20 plus your perception. He's got good perception. All right, let me come down here and find Marianne Dell. Let me give you permission. Let's see, where are you? Lazy. I'm going to make you owner for the day. All right, you should have access to her character sheet and be able to roll for her and everything else.
Yep, seems to be working.
Yikes, what happened to my screen here?
Oh, I made it public. I hope it doesn't matter.
Let me see, did it count your roll? Yeah, 22. Sigrid rolled 2. She got a 21. Let's double check that. Yeah, that's what she rolled. You're in there. All right, so everybody's good. 22 for Marianne. All right. And next we click Begin Combat. Okay, Ramirez, with the 25, you're at the top of the round. It's a good thing. Because you're the first one to see this nasty creature. You'll see your token with a little orange symbol around it. That means you're up.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retreat retreat from the door.
Okay.
And it is a double door, right?
Well, yeah, it's totally buried. It's not really a door. You're peeking through like a 1 to 2 foot diameter hole above it in the ceiling.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to retreat, alert my party of what it is exactly it is, and I want to set it on fire and let it burn to death.
So, do you have access to fire?
No, but maybe someone who has magic can do that.
Okay. Well, you get 3 actions. What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'd like to remove my head from the hole before it gets cut off. So let's do that. Let's move back.
Okay, you can move. think your movement rate's 25 or something.
Mhm.
Each square is 5 feet. Every second diagonal counts as an extra 5 feet.
Okay.
Okay, that's one action.
I'm going to ready my crossbow.
Okay.
This is my second action.
All right, you pull it out and get it ready. We'll see
And,
it's
and,
loaded.
then I pull my shield as my third action.
All right, you got your shield out with your other hand. Okay, that's it. You're going to raise your shield?
Yes, raise my shield.
Okay, let me give you the raise shield token. There, you'll see a little symbol on your token of a shield. That means your armor class has been bumped. You don't have to do anything. It's just a reminder for you. Okay, next. Marianne Dell. What does she do? Now, she's kind of not here to play, but kind of, just she's kind of in the shadows. You don't have to do anything major with her. She has some spells, of course. Lazy.
Yeah.
But don't worry too much about her.
I was thinking that she might take a step diagonally here and sort of keep an eye out for the door and also an eye out for the larger area behind us. So she will station herself there and just like be on alert.
Okay. Next, we have Sigrid.
Sigrid is going to ready her shield. That's one action.
Okay.
Or raise her shield. Draw her sword for her second action. And she's going to step forward so she can see in the hole. I can't move myself.
I think you're
Oh,
on
yes, I can. Okay.
You're peering through that little...
This is where the scorpion was.
No, that scorpion's to the north.
Oh, God damn it. Then no, she's not doing that. Why did I think Farley was in that little hole? Or Ramirez?
He was up above in the north. Can you see where there's kind of a door symbol? That's where...
Now I do. Yes. I was being completely dense. Okay, Sigrid's going to move right there, which was a whopping 5 feet, and kind of, and she's gonna, and that's where she's gonna be, ready for combat. Next turn, perhaps.
Right. Are you kind of moving up the mound of dirt to get up at that hole that's above the door? Because you have to climb this.
How high is the mound of dirt?
Maybe about 10 feet.
Oh God, no, I'm not climbing that. No, that's way. I thought it was a couple feet high. God, no.
Now, this is about 80% of the door is covered with it.
No, she's just going. Then she's going to not move, actually.
All right.
Because she wouldn't have had to.
Okay. So
she will just instead prepare her weapon, prepare her sword, and bang her sword on her shield to try to get the thing's attention.
Okay. All right, just as a reminder for everybody, there is an action you can take called Ready in Action. You might be familiar with what that is. But basically, for 2 actions of your 3, you can Ready in Action. It counts as 2 actions, and it ends your turn. What it allows you to do is you got to name a trigger, like, oh, if something comes through the doorway, I'll strike it with my sword. That would be a Ready action. But to do it, it costs you 2 of your 3 actions that turn, and you forfeit any other action you have. You're basically saving it to react on a trigger. Just as a reminder, that's how that works. But in your case, Sigrid, you're basically just pulling out your weapons. You're ready for action. You're waiting at the base of this big pile of fallen rubble. Whatever comes through that hole, you're going to whack.
Yeah, I can't ready an action because it takes me 2 actions to ready my sword and my shield.
Right.
So she's just banging her sword on her shield, ready for next round, such as this.
Let me give you a raise shield token, which will automatically update your armor class. I'll do that for you. And okay, you're done. Next, we're going to go to Farley Tell. Who's going to run Farley Tell? Ah, jeez. Farley holds back with Marianne Dell. He seems to be weaving some kind of mystical energy in his hands, but nothing is releasing. He's watching intently upward towards the hole in the wall. He is done. Suddenly, you hear sounds from opposite the door. Scraping against dirt, scraping against the wall. Then, near the hole itself, you see what looks like a black leg, some type of giant insect, pop through and then disappear quickly back in. You hear some more shuffling and moving, but whatever it is, it's not coming through. Neb, you're up.
Guys, we need to burn that thing out of there. Kill it with fire.
Now, mind you, the hole itself that you were peeking through, it's big enough where a human-sized person could move through it. It's about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. You can just get through it. You can push your way through it if you had to. It's basically just fallen rock and timber. And whatever it is that's on the other side, according to Ramirez, it's some type of giant scorpion-like creature. It did not come through. Just so you know.
So it's too big to come through.
Possibly.
Okay, so Neb. Well, I think he wouldn't know this information at this point, so he would lean to Ramirez from behind and just ask, Do you think that the thing will come through?
It doesn't look like it will come through now, but I was going to ask Farley if he could set it on fire with one of his spells.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe you can set it on fire. But I don't think directly confronting this thing is going to be advantageous for any of us. It appears to be in that room. I'm not saying it's trapped in the room, but if we can find a way to set it on fire, that would be ideal. Because it can't put itself out.
Yeah. And Neb just shakes his head. He doesn't have any fire spells. Any kind. So after this small exchange of words, he just takes out his bow and notches an arrow and just keeps a vigilant eye to the door. So he's ready action.
I mean, I have a sword that kind of burns, but I don't think that will work to set it aflame.
Well,
I mean, I don't know if bug is burning. Right? Usually you have to use some oil or fat or something.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
so
I was worried about it like having an exoskeleton and us being able to penetrate it. It would probably be pretty hard armored.
Just so you know, to be clear, I think all you guys can see the creature through the doorway. You should be able to see it, at least on the map. You can see that, right?
It's too big to fit.
Yeah, but keep in mind, you guys actually can't see him because there's this 10-foot tall mound of dirt in front of you, and there's a hole at the top of it, so you don't actually see into that room at this moment.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Well, what I'm worried about is this thing getting loose somewhere and confronting us from behind later on.
AFK 1 sec.
But Neb is done at this point. He just holds his bow and arrow tightly and stares up to the door. So he's ready action.
All right, Ramirez, we're going into round 2. You're up. You're no longer readying your shield, so let me take that off your character, unless you want to do it again. But you have 3 actions and a reaction. What would you like to do?
I'm back. I'm back. I had to wash flux and cadmium and stuff off my hands. I do not think he can come through hole. So
Yeah, he can't come through the hole, but does any what I can do is I can slowly crawl up to the hole, and I can put a flaming. I can light a flaming. I can use a torch, and I can if we have like a piece of cloth, maybe from one of these skeletons around here that's like on the ground, and I can take some fabric we can find near a skeleton, and I can make my crossbow into a flaming crossbow, and I can shoot it and set it on fire.
this is inventive.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm proud to be part of this plan.
Let's find some cloth, and we can do that, and we can take one of the torches, and I'll take up one of the torches, and I'll slowly creep up the hole, and if that creature's still there, I'll pop it in the face, and then retreat, and then let's see what it does. You know.
Can we? I think I'm not sure completely how torches are constructed, but if there is some cloth in the torches in the end that burns, I have 5 torches, so perhaps we could sacrifice 1 torch for this plan.
Okay. There is wood in there, and there's also collapsed stone. But I don't mind setting the place on fire, but I also don't want the fire to get out of control. And I think if I was able to somehow affix some flame to the end of the crossbow,
Yeah.
I could pinpoint the fire to the creature.
That was what I meant. If there's like a cloth that is burning in the torches, I have torches, and we could rip some of the cloth from the torch and put it in around the arrow and light it on fire, and then you could go do the thing.
I'm down with this plan. Let's try this.
But I don't know. I was just wondering how these torches are constructed, so I think our GM has to come with a.
Well, hold on. What I was gonna do is, Neb, you and me, you're gonna go with me. You're gonna step where I step, and you're gonna sneak up there with me, and we're gonna be very quiet, and we're gonna peer over the top of the mound through the door, and we're gonna see if we can see the creature, and if we can, we'll be ready to strike and shoot the creature and set it on fire.
Yep, I'll come with you.
All right, so I need to go stealth mode here because the creature can't see me. So but we need to have like the torch is going to give us away, so we need to have the torch off, or at least our torch needs to be away from the door so it thinks we've gone away.
Perhaps if we can, we could construct.
Okay, wait a minute. You do realize that a round represents 6 seconds of time.
Yeah, but if the creature's gone away, it's like not coming through the door.
What are you doing? You have 3 actions, Ramirez. What's your first action? Think quick here.
Oh, we're discussing what we're gonna do.
I know, but you only have 6 seconds. I'm not going to let you talk too long.
Okay. Well, I go over to Neb, and I get one of the torches, and I take the fuel from one of the torches, and I start wrapping around one of my crossbows.
All right, so the torch may or may not have any kind of cloth on the end of it. Depends on how they make it, but it definitely has a flammable portion on the end of the torch. Okay.
Okay.
So what are you looking for? Are you looking for a torch that might have like cloth so you could dismantle it from the torch and construct something big? Okay, let me roll a dice for that, just to see if it's possible. Give me a number from 1 to 6.
5.
Okay, it's going to take you 1 action. Well, no, you're adjacent to him. you're adjacent to Neb. I'll let you do this without an action to move to him.
Okay.
It's going to take you an action to go through his pack and find one of these. So that's one action. You do find a couple of them. You pull them up into your hands. It's going to take you another action to kind of see if you can do anything like you want to do with these.
Okay.
And unfortunately, all it is, the torches are just, it's like a liquid, like a tar that's on the end of the stick that ignites. You can't really, there's no cloth. You can't build something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to think what you're going to do at this point. You have one more action.
I'm going to take my action to scrape the tar off onto a bolt head.
Okay, you could do that. That'll occupy your rest of your action.
Okay.
And yeah, you can scrape off some of it. It's going to render the torch useless, we'll say, at this point. So mark off a torch,
Yeah.
Neb. And at the end of this turn, you'll have enough gunk to put on the tip of your bolt. All right?
Awesome.
Okay, we'll go to the next person up, which is Marianne Dell.
I would say that she also, though she keeps her position here and just scoffs at the things that are going on in front of her.
Let's see what spells she has, just out of curiosity.
Oh, please don't make me play her character,
I know.
casting spells and everything.
I know. Let's say she's preparing shield. Oh, wait a minute. Does she have that memorized? Prepared. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, she has.
5, 6. All right, she can prepare this as a ready action without expending it. So she'll still have it if she doesn't use it. So for a ready action, she's going to use 2 actions to ready the casting of this spell. I think she could do this. It's a cantrip.
I guess.
It's a cantrip that takes 1 action. So yeah, she could do it. So if we'll say the trigger is anything that attacks her, period, she's going to react with that shield before the attack hits. She'll know. Okay, we'll just go with that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. Better than my plan.
What was your plan?
That she stands around and scoffs at us.
Well, she could still do that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so she's readying an action to cast a spell. And Sigrid, you're next.
Well, I guess I'm going to... Hey, so this hole over here, to the right, this arrow slit, does it go to the same place?
That's going to the east. And if you look out of it, you can actually see it goes outside.
So it does not go to the same place. Okay, I was asking Ramirez. I was going to say I can try to look delicious, but if I am in the same hole, I mean, what to doing?
Sigrid,
Give me torch. I run away with it.
Sigrid, it looks like this. These holes. There was the room up north. I could see out of, like, there's a partially collapsed wall. So there might be a hole we could access from the outside, but I don't know how far it is from where we're at to the ground.
Well, I will go looking out of hole.
But the plan is right now, me and Neb are going to sneak up this little pile. So we're going to have to take the torch away from the area here, and we'll have to use the shadow to sneak up.
Then I will take torch and I will run away and make lots of noise.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I am running away. Big scary bug. I run over here and I'm screaming, bugs! Bugs are creepy and gross. With the torch.
Okay. Farley's up next.
So I'm going to try to leave the light flickering like it is here on the map now, just where the bug could still probably see part of the light, but where there's a shadowy part over the door for them to sneak through. Make sense?
That's what you're doing. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, and
Farley?
I'm
Okay, Farley is up next. He's going to continue readying in action along with Marianne Dell. And just at this point, Sigrid sings a song of her people. Let's see, 5, 10. You can see the creature moving to the hole. It climbs the mound. Double check something. Okay, it has climbed up the hole and begins to tear at the hole, pulling blocks and dirt and beams away. The hole begins to give and gets larger and larger, and suddenly the creature pushes its way through.
Oh. We got problems.
And it gets to this position right here with 2 actions. This is where it's located. Ramirez, you're sideways. What happened?
I don't know. Retreat.
Your token is on its back.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either. All right, yeah, so it made its way through, and it has 1 more action.
Except I had that bow ready, and I was that using that ready action.
Oh, you used the ready action. Okay.
Yep.
And at what point did you want to fire? Right when it exposed itself? Right here?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. Make an attack roll.
Just a second. Oh, I have. Just a moment. For some reason, my attacks are just unarmed attack at the top bar. Well, I'll make it from the character sheet. No.
All right, so you made a short bow attack. The arrow goes flying and ricochets off some rock. Missed.
Drat.
Completes its move. It gets to this position right here. Nobody has attack of opportunity, so yeah, it moves to this position. And Ramirez, give me a number from 1 to 6.
5.
Yes, I hear you, Walter. All right, let me give him an attack here. Let me use the HUD for this. Let's see. What do I use to attack? Let's try this right here. Private GM roll. What is your armor class, Neb?
Just a second. That would be 17.
Okay, let me try this again. It didn't roll for me. Let's see what I got. Oh, you're lucky. It's let me see what it used to actually strike you with. Oh, it's got these 2, it's a giant scorpion. You've seen these things before. It's a big black chitinous creature. You can see the image in the token itself. And with its forward 2 pincers, it lashes at you as it comes down. And you just managed to dodge out of the way of one of these pincher strikes. And with that, we're going to go to you, Neb. What do you do? How do you respond to this sudden threat in front of you?
Well, I think, where is our light source apart from the glowing orbs?
Farley. He's right behind you.
I thought Sigrid had it.
I guess Sigrid has one too.
Oh, okay.
She was running away with the torch. That was what they told her to do.
Yeah. So, I let the spell go now, and I'll drop my short bow. And that did dropping something cost an action.
That's free.
Okay, then I'll ready my dog slicer,
Schlink.
and with a violent war cry of
Oh.
just pure cry. There's no words in it. It's just screaming. Neb lunges at the creature with the sword. So let's get some rolling done.
Mm.
Did I hit it?
You definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay! Not so yay.
Oh. Okay.
I guess I made it angry.
Okay. Okay, so you managed to definitely step aside from its claws, get into its face, and you slash at this beast with your dog's slicer, which is a gruesome looking sword, by the way. If you ever seen a dog slicer, specifically used by goblins. But yeah, you did 1 point of damage slashing.
Do I still have
Yep, 2
an
more
action?
attacks. 2 more
Yeah.
attacks if you want. 2 more actions.
2 more actions? Yeah. Wasn't readying the weapon 1 action and striking 1 action?
Yeah, you're right. That would be getting it out because you dropped the bow. So I assume you
Yeah.
didn't have your dog slicer out to begin with. So you got 1 action left.
I think at this point, Neb takes just a tiny bit of space for himself and remains there, ready to pounce back into the fray, but not leaving himself completely open.
All right. Did you use a stride or did you use a step?
Step.
Okay, so you don't provoke attacks of opportunity, just to be clear.
And I had that goblin scuttle thing, I think. Just let me check.
What's that?
No. Oh, I can hear because it didn't. I think we don't need to know it right now anyway. So.
Okay. All right, you step back. Round 3. Ramirez, you're up. You're laying on your back still. I don't know why.
I'd like to raise my shield.
Okay. There you go.
I'd like to. Who has the torch?
Sigrid has a torch. I don't know if it's lit or not, but she definitely has a torch. I think it's lit. And Farleytail has a torch lit. And those little orbs no longer are floating around above you. They had to be sustained by the goblin.
I mean, Sigrid's dumb, but she's not dumb enough to not have the torch lit.
Okay. I need a light. I need a light to light this thing so I can shoot it.
All right, he's right in front of you. You could still attack at close range. You're penalized if you have a missile weapon that has the volley trait. That means if you're at close range, melee, you're going to be penalized if you attack with it. I don't think you have that penalty or that trait.
No, it doesn't volley trait. I'm going to attempt to shoot this thing in the face.
Okay, so how many? You're gonna have to reload with the bolt you just fixed. I'm gonna count 1 action.
Hold on. Reload. Are you talking about like putting the bolt I just messed with?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what your reload rate is for your weapon. I don't even know what you're using. I'd have to look.
Takes one action.
All right, so 1 action to finish up what you're doing, putting the gook on the bolt. Another action to get it loaded into your crossbow, and 1 more action to shoot it.
Okay.
Now, my only question is, what kind of crossbow are you utilizing right now?
It would be my hand crossbow. I don't have a heavy crossbow.
Sometimes referred to as an alley bow by rogues and ruffians. Right. Okay, you can do that. So go ahead and make a missile attack, ranged attack with your hand crossbow. You're within your range increment, so there's no penalty. So just a straight
Blind
up
GM roll.
No, this could be public. So everybody can see it.
Oh.
I should point something else out as well. I'm taking this into account. Just so you guys know, if you're moving into or out of a square that has rubble in it, even partially, it counts as difficult terrain. What that means is that one square counts an extra 5 feet.
Okay.
Ptung! You hit it square in the maw.
Okay.
Okay, roll your damage. For bolt. 5 points of piercing damage. Okay. Okay. Next time, light it.
Well, that was a. Well, that would take an action, right?
Mm-hmm. But you're all good. You stuck it. You stuck it good. 5 points of damage.
So also what he needs to do is throw a torch at it and it'll set on fire.
I'll roll a dice for that when it happens, if you want to take a chance at that. You're talking about a little bit of gook stuck on the end of a bolt that has just pierced this creature, possibly in the face, whatever. There might be a little bit of flammable gook on the outside of the wound. You might be able to catch it with some fire. Might.
Someone do it. Do it.
That's it for you, Ramirez. You're good. We're going to go to the next person. That's your 3 actions. That's Marianne Dell. Go ahead, Lazy.
Yep.
She has the shield spell at the ready, but she could do whatever she wants, really. It doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to see if I could throw something at the creature by casting telekinetic projectile. Damn, that's difficult.
Go ahead and put that in the chat. I know what you're trying to do. There's plenty of rocks and stuff you can utilize with that and do some damage.
Yeah. Or then she chooses to throw Neb at the creature.
All right, 1 bulk or less. Yeah, you can pick up a big old rock from the ceiling that fell in if you want to use that. Make a spell attack against the target. It's just that button there. It says attack. That'll add her modifier to it.
Oh.
Ooh, natural 20. So that's going to be a critical. If you do manage to hit.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to do a critical hit on this creature. Let's see what that means. If you hit, you deal bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. We'll say bludgeoning. It's appropriate for the object. Equal to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability mod. Go ahead and hit that damage button. It's 7 points and it's doubled for critical because you did get that. So 14 points of bludgeoning damage. Wow.
Yeah.
And that took up 2 actions to do that.
Yeah.
Nice. One more action.
Just a moment. Oh.
As she cackles like a witch.
She has a sling, so leaving the staff I think she's usually holding leaning on the wall here, she takes out the sling, and that would be her last action.
Okay, so she's ready to sling. Very good. Sigrid?
Okay. So this thing has a bolt on sticking out of its face, and I need to set it on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So Sigrid is going to run towards it.
Move. You know what, Sigrid? Instead of dragging the token, use your arrow keys in your keyboard if you can.
Oh, can that move it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that's so much easier. Okay, so Sigrid is going to run towards the thing,
Okay, 1.
and she's going to beat it with the torch.
Okay, make an attack. Are you intentionally trying to catch it alight?
Yes, I mean that's what Ramirez says to do, and he's the smart one.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okay, I have no idea what to use this. What strike to roll?
Just roll a d20 and add. Well,
Do I do an unarmed attack maybe?
it's not an improvised, so this would be like as if you used a mace, which you are proficient at. So you're going to add proficiency in this.
So it'd be the same as like my spear or whatever.
Yeah, same as if you were using a sword.
Okay, then I'm just going to use my spear, I guess. Or wait, yeah, because I'm going to make 2 attacks, and my spear has a higher multi-attack penalty than my armed hands. So I guess that would be the one to use. My spear is +9 +4 -1, and my unarmed is +9 +5 +1.
You don't use an unarmed. Go ahead and just use the spear. Make it like a spear
Okay.
attack.
Yep, she's gonna try once, and if we don't succeed, try again. Why is this popping up a? Dear God. Oh, okay. I think it worked. Let's try this.
You got it. You got it. Okay, you got a 22.
Yeah.
22 definitely hits. It's not critical, so go ahead and roll.
Not much, I'm guessing.
What is it? What is a club? Does anybody remember? It's either a D4 or D6.
I
Plus
don't
strength.
remember. I'll get the book out and start looking.
And on top of that, and it is on fire, right? So you'll do 1 point of fire damage, and then we'll see if it ignites. That's a whole different
Hold on.
thing.
Let me look at clubs. Pathfinder. Uh, 1d6. It says.
All right, 1d6 plus your strength.
Okay. So my strength is a lot. So I'm gonna roll the.
Let's roll d6 and we'll add it manually or something.
Ha! 4 points. Plus, how do I open my character?
Just double click your token.
Right. I'm smart.
You
My
got
strength
this.
is +3,
All right.
and
so
then +1 because it's on fire. So I guess that's 8 damage.
7 points of bludgeoning, 1 point of fire damage. Total of
Okay.
8 points of damage. Very good. Now,
And then I'm gonna ready my shield.
now let me roll to see if there's any chance of igniting this gook that's in its maw. And if you actually hit
Okay.
that location, let me make a roll. Just see. No, it does not ignite anything, but you did do damage, so onwards we go. And your torch is still lit.
Killed everyone. Good. Yeah.
So 1, 2, you got one more action, I think, right?
I'm gonna raise my. I'm gonna ready my shield,
Okay, let me click on your raise
and I'm gonna
shield
try
for
to
you.
look delicious.
Okay. Sigrid is done.
Which is easy to do when you're a blonde warrior goddess.
Yep. Farleytell is up next. Let's see. He's actually in a good position right now. He's going to use an action to move through this rubble. So it's 5, 10, 20. Oh, crap. right, he's going to get there. He's got to make his way through all this difficult terrain. Right over the head. He's going to try casting a spell. Let me see what he's got cooking here. I got something in mind. Yes, I hear you. He's going to... I know what he'd like to do, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to spend my last 2 actions to cast Shocking Grasp. You shroud your hands in a crackling field of lightning. Make a melee spell attack roll. On a hit, the target takes 2d12 electricity damage. If the target is wearing metal armor, you do +1 circumstance bonus to the attack roll with Shocking Grasp, blah, blah, blah. And the target takes 1d4 persistent electrical damage. That's if he was wearing metal armor. We'll ignore that. Critical is double the initial, blah, blah, blah. All right, so he's going to make a spell attack. Let's do that for Farley Tell. Let's make this a public roll so you guys can see.
For just one moment there, I was worried this was an electric scorpion and it was about to Shocking Grasp Sigrid.
That would be awesome. I mean, not the damage dealing, but I mean, just electric scorpion would be cool.
That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be amazing.
15 points of electricity damage. It wasn't critical. This thing is reeling from that hit. Fantasticals, Farley. It starts to stumble amongst the ruins in front of you, Ramirez. But it's still standing. It's still fighting. And Farley's done. So we're going to go to the creature itself. And, give me a number from 1 to 6, Sigrid.
I like 3.
And it seems to find you quite tasty,
I am delicious.
as it makes a pincer attack.
Don't pinch me, bro.
What is your armor class?
With my shield up, it's pretty good.
Just right
Nine?
click your token.
19.
19.
19, I think it says.
Okay, let's do this again since he missed. Damn it. All right, he's going to try attacking her again. Ooh. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Ouch. All right. It launches a series of desperate pincer attacks at you, Sigurd. Once, twice, it goes at you. You manage to block it, most of it. But one particular pincer manages to get you under the throat and squeeze tight. You take 14 points of slashing damage. So right-click your token. Right-click your token, and you see where it says 31 at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's your hit
That's
points.
now 17.
Put a negative 14 and then hit enter. That's how it'll work for you. You have to put a minus 14, hit enter.
Yep, I got it.
And it has one more action. Well, actually, let me double check something. It does have some special abilities. Let's see. Pincer. Oh, it does have this ability here with the pincer. Successful strike. Grabbers. Ooh, this is not good. It has managed to grab you with its pincer.
No,
You are
no.
caught up in its pincer. The effect of this is that for its next action, its next attack, it can do what is called constrict. Let's see what this ability is. The monster deals the listed amount of damage to any number
It's
of
going to
creatures
squeeze the Sigrid.
grabbed or restrained by a hit. Each of those creatures can attempt a basic fortitude save with a DC that I'm not going to tell you what it is. All right, and as it grabs you around the neck, it starts to constrict and squeeze. You feel the tightening grip of its pincer. Let me roll this. You need to make a basic savings throw. Make a fortitude save. Just roll it. It can be public. This is to avoid taking some extra damage.
Let me save. Fortitude.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what you get.
12 bucks.
And 12? No, that is a failure. You're going to take full damage. It's not a critical fail, so you don't take double. You just take what I rolled, which is 9 points of bludgeoning damage on top of what you just took. And that was the constrict action. Let me see. Are you automatically released? In fact, the monster automatically grabs the target until the end of the monster's next turn. All right, so he's going to keep hold of you. So everybody,
So
you know.
I took an additional 9 damage.
Yes.
That's great. That's great.
So was that 23 in total? Ouch.
Yeah. A lot of damage. Ow.
The creature is grabbed by whatever body part the monster attacked with. So technically, this creature still has another pincer available to attack. It's just that one of his pincers is now latched on to Sigrid and closing tightly around her neck, causing damage. She screams. She gurgles. Blood is beginning to pour from wounds. And that'll apply till the end of its next turn. Okay, and with that, it's done. We're going to go to the next persona, which is Neb. You see your friend Sigrid. This claw grabbing at her throat. She's screaming.
Yeah, Neb won't have any of this, so he will just rush forward.
With a scream.
Yes, with a horrible, horrible "Rah!" And then he's going to smash the creature right into the claw that is holding Sigrid. Not like close to her head or throat, but at one end of those claws. And
Thank you.
trying to smash the creature and hopes that he can help
Okay.
his friend.
Make an attack roll. This is your second action.
Oh,
It is a miss. Sorry.
okay. Then he will attack the next.
Okay. Second attack, 13. Nope. You just can't seem to get at it and free Sigrid.
Yeah.
And you're done.
Well, I did my best.
Round 4, Ramirez, you're up, my friend.
I'd like to drop my crossbow,
Okay, it's free.
raise my shield.
Okay.
That's one action.
Mm-hmm.
Pull my rapier. That's one action.
Okay.
And then do a lunging strike and attempt to pierce it through its face.
Okay, go for it. Attack roll. Ah! You beast.
Oh, look at that.
Critical.
Ooh.
Well, let's see if it hits.
Oh, it did hit.
Mm-hmm. It has an armor class of 19. So to get a critical, you'd normally need a 29. But because you rolled a 20, it automatically counts as one better, whatever you did, which is a success, which becomes a critical success. So you did get a critical success. Roll damage and multiply it by 2.
Do I roll the critical or the damage?
Yeah, you can roll the critical.
Oh, look at that.
24 points of damage. Ouch.
Holy crap!
Die, beast.
That is awesome.
That's amazing.
Let me get that off there. Looks cooler if I leave it red like that.
I'm gonna make a song out of that one.
And the creature collapses to the ground,
Yeah.
limbs broken. The one pincer is still dangling from your throat, Sigrid, but Ramirez did manage to cut it off from the creature. It's just dangling off you. Still kind of constricting you, but yeah, you can pull it off.
Sigrid pulls it free,
Okay.
holding one hand on her throat, holding the other hand this scorpion claw. Like, that was awesome.
Okay.
You
Excellent.
can use it as a necklace from now on.
What are you talking about? This is crab meat in land form.
Oh yeah, true.
He wanted to eat me. I get the last laugh. I'm eating him as soon as I can swallow food again.
Let me try and fix your token, Byron. Yeah, let me get rid of your.
That was epic.
Let me get rid of this one.
So big
That was pretty epic.
on it.
And that's going to be
It
an
is
amazing
that's probably
scar.
why it's so.
Okay, so you finished off the creature as far as you can tell. Silence descends upon the companions as they look over the fallen carcass of this giant scorpion. You managed to really take it out. That was a close one, especially for Sigrid. But yeah, you guys did it in.
Sigrid,
Yeah.
do you have a healing potion?
I don't know.
Check your
Let me look.
check your inventory.
I'm not sure I can swallow it.
Neb, help her with the healing potion.
What are you guys doing?
Yep, I will. Actually, I have a healing potion, so Secret, if you want one.
I have one.
Okay,
You're
look.
okay.
Oh, look at that. I have 2 vials of oil. That would have come in really handy for setting the thing on fire.
Now you say it.
There you go. Oh, brilliant.
It slipped my mind. I'm going to drink my healing.
That's just what you
I'm
needed
gonna,
to.
I'm gonna pull my bolt. I'm gonna pull my bolt from the carcass and clean it off, and I'm going to pick up my crossbow.
Are you kidding?
And
I
gonna
heal
try-
3 hit points.
You're going to try and salvage the crossbow bolt?
yes,
All right, let me roll dice and see if it's okay. Nope, it's broken. The tip is
Okay.
shattered.
all right.
I rolled for my healing potion and I got a whopping 3 hit
Nice,
points.
very nice.
Okay, add 3 hit points to your thing. Mark off a healing potion.
Yeah. Buy my healing potion.
Now I'm going to check for wandering monsters. So you guys know.
I totally get that.
I didn't mean to delete it. I just wanted to decrement it. Can I use healer's tools on myself?
That's for making medicine checks.
Yes.
I get it. Me,
Yes.
like,
And yes, you can.
Okay.
DC is 15. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Oh god. Okay. So I have to make skills.
Good old medicine check.
Ooh,
What'd you get?
23.
That's very nice roll.
That's a success. You get 2d8 hit points back.
2d8. Oh wow.
You are immune to further medicine checks for an hour.
Secret, I avenged the damage it did to you. I slaughtered it for you.
What's the 4? You got a 4 and 2d8?
Potion. So out of 3d8 potential healing, I have regained
yeah,
7
just
hit
take a
points.
risk every time.
Gotta love it.
And you're immune to medicine checks for an hour.
Loki, your damn mischief.
Make a note. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Anybody else doing anything? Or we get back in marching order and decide what we're doing next?
Yeah, I
I'll
think.
try not to bleed on anyone.
She's going to have a raspy voice the rest of the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can climb up the hill there, and me and you can sneak and see if we can see any creatures in the door.
Okay.
All right, let's get organized here. Let me bring back the torch. Everybody click on the torch. Let me get rid of this creature. You'll have to climb over his
There we go.
body. And put the torch up the top there. You can easily scale this little mound of rock. No checks necessary. And you peer in beyond the hole, which is now quite bigger now. You can easily fit through this. And what you see is what you see. Would you like to descend and enter the chamber? Or just peer around? Now again, I'll remind you of what Ramirez found inside this chamber. Let me turn to the page. Was something of note on the one door. I'll just read it again. The ceiling of this room has fallen into two places. Smaller collapse destroyed a flight of stairs that once led to the now ruined upper floor. So you can see that set of steps that once was there in front of you. A larger collapse mostly buried the southern double door, the one you're sitting atop of at the moment, leaving a hole. A second double door to the north, the top, has a stone face carved with skulls, caked with tangles of moss and greenery. That's what you see in this chamber. Okay, Ramirez, Neb, you are at the top here, peering in together. The rest of the party behind you, Sigrid specifically. What would you like to do?
I
would
guess.
like- Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that perhaps Neb could try to sneak to the door. Just walk quietly, peeking around, and listen if he can hear anything from behind that door that is ahead of us.
Yeah, I was going to make a perception check and detect trap check, anything like that.
Yep.
So let me.
Don't roll
I
anything
can't-
until I ask it. Hold on.
Okay.
Just hold on. All right, what are the rest of you guys doing? Just hovering behind as these guys disappear into the chamber?
Oh, we're not disappearing. We're going up to the crest of the hill or of the pile and looking in.
Was it Neb going up to the door?
Oh yeah, I was thinking about it that perhaps I could make my way there, but perhaps I think it would be wise first to climb the hill and just check in what is there beyond.
All right.
Hopefully, like 6 healing potions.
Well, what you see is what you see. There's, unless you want to enter the chamber, I can't really give you any more information. What you see is what you see.
Well-
Do you want to descend into the chamber? Yes or no?
My vote is on yes.
I want to descend into the chamber after we make our perception rolls.
So you're just looking around.
Yeah, we want to look into the chamber. I want to see if there's any traps, any other creatures hiding around.
All right, based on just looking into the room, you don't see anything unusual. What you see is what you see. If you
Okay.
want to go into the room and check something specifically for a trap, because I know that's what you're keen on doing, you have to
Mhm.
describe to me exactly what you're doing. You can't
Okay.
just say, I'm looking, I want to make a perception check. You're just going to see
Well, fir-
something. That's about it at
Well,
best.
first of all, I scan up and around the walls to make sure there's no more bugs that are going to jump off the walls at us.
No, you don't see anything.
And upon not seeing any creatures, I'm going to look at the ground, look around for any kind of mechanisms that might fit patterns I've seen before. I'm going to closely study the door that I can see across the room.
And you're just looking.
I'm just looking, and the skull intrigues me. The skull reminds me of it denotes death to me. Obviously, skulls have that kind of symbolic communication. But so if I don't see anything, I'm going to slowly crawl through the top of the door, down the rubble into the room. So I'm now in the room.
Okay.
And is that a box, or is it the rims of the stairs?
Those are stairs. That's like a kind of like a wall that's adjacent to the stairs going up, but the stairs don't go anywhere. It's all just open
Okay.
sky.
All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to study the door, and I'll make a perception check about the door.
Okay, hold on.
Detecting.
Don't make any checks unless I ask you to.
Okay.
All right, you don't spot anything unusual in the room. There's no hidden triggers that you can sense. You feel it's pretty safe at this point to descend, which you do. You carefully work your way down the pile. Again, it's about 10 foot up, but you work your way down with some careful footing, make your way to the floor. And as you do so and head towards the northern double doors, you take notice of the stairs. Obviously, they lead to nowhere but open sky. All the stone and rubble that you're surrounded with currently is evidence of that once existing ceiling, which is now rubble. And while you're doing this, you sense no triggers or traps or loose plates or tripwires, okay? You make your way to the double doors in the northern portion of the wall. And there you can see what looks like a 1 foot diameter skull. Something of note, just by glancing at it without touching, is that the moss and the overgrowth wrapping around this skull, unlike the rest of the ruin, where this is actually quite common, you see moss all over the place, all right? You've noticed something interesting here in that the moss actually seems to be sculpted onto the skull.
Interesting.
It's actually part of the skull itself.
Oh, it's sculpt. It's like part of the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Now, if you would like little hints for players, you could make a recall knowledge check if you want with religion or occult or whatever skill you think it would be useful with this action to maybe learn something more about this. That's a logical next step at this point.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call for the rest of the party to come through the door
Okay.
because it's safe. I've detected it's safe, and I'm going to explain that this. Does anyone have any idea what this skull means?
Neb scuttles down eagerly and uses his occultism skill to try to figure out what's going on.
I think skulls mean heavy metal bands.
That.
And what did you use? I'll let you use occult or religion.
I used occult.
You look over the skull closely. Do you touch it? Just curious. Or are you just
No,
poking it?
no,
Or...
no touching.
Okay, it would only help your ability to learn about it.
So
Okay.
people that I
Yeah.
was looking for,
Whenever the GM asks, do
and
you
they
touch
had
it?
to,
The answer is
Yeah.
always no.
Just be specific, guys. Be specific whenever you do anything. I shouldn't have to ask you. I'll just assume that you're touching it with your palms and fingers, licking it. All right.
Well, licking is the natural reaction for Neb, but even he has learned during his short lifespan that not everything is to be touched that way.
This is a symbol.
Don't always lick the science. Yeah.
This is a
Yep.
symbol. It's symbolic of something dark. You can't really put your finger on it, but it's definitely something dark and not commonly known. You'd have to really think about this and research this a little bit more to learn any more than that. But there's something about this. It's some type of dark symbol. I'll fill you in, Farley, in a second.
I have learned that skulls usually mean bad.
I can attempt a knowledge check. I think I have arcane and also occult.
Occult works, religion would work. Ideally.
Let me look at my. I can't bring my character sheet.
You can't read it?
I can't click on my thing here. Where do I put?
You can find your character sheet when you go to the actors directory on the
Okay.
top right the skull and player characters folder, and then click your.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I put your token on the map if you want to double click that as well.
So, skill. I don't have the spell.
So use whatever of those skills you want to use. They'll give you different types of information. Like if you used arcane, it would give you magical type information if there was any. But what I'm describing to you is what would be the most useful based on your observations so far, and that would be occult and religion.
Oh, okay. Let me see what my religion roll is. Okay, I have a +5 in occultism.
Use whatever you want. Just tell me what it is, and make
Modifiers
it
+5.
and make it a blind roll, please.
How do I do that?
That way you don't know the result.
Oh, sorry about that. I made it public.
That's okay.
How do I make the roll blind?
Well, just click on roll, and a menu will pop up, and you'll see a choice. Do you want it to be public? Do you want it to be blind? It'll pop up automatically when you click roll.
Roll. Okay. I thought you wanted me to hit the roll from the skills tab. I didn't know how to make it blind from the tab on the character sheet is what I was asking. Blind GM roll. What dice do you want me to roll?
It's just click the button. It'll automatically roll D20.
No, like a D20? Okay.
Yeah, D20. You got 2 D20. How did that happen? I don't know what you're rolling. Okay.
+5, whatever I roll. What did I roll?
Let me help you out here. Just so you know what's going on. On your character sheet, this is where you're looking, right?
No. I closed the character sheet to go to the blind GM roll tab because I can't denote or change.
Where were you accessing that?
On the character sheet.
All right,
was
so you
looking
are on the character sheet.
I was on the character sheet. I'm not now. I closed the character sheet and went to the roll tab on the right hand side.
Oh, so you just picked a die and added a mod.
Right. I
All right,
didn't
well.
add a mod. I didn't add a mod. It's +5 is my occultism.
All
Whatever.
right, here's what I want you to do. I want
Okay.
you to double click your token.
Okay.
That'll open your character sheet, and then I want you to go to your skills
Okay.
page. I think it's the third from the right. It's called proficiencies. And I want you to go to whatever skill you wanted to roll.
Okay.
What was it? Religion?
Occultism. Train.
Occultism? See, if you click the modifier number itself, like the +1 or the +7, I believe that opens up a dialog box to actually roll. So go ahead and click on that skill, the number. Oh. You're changing your occultism. I think you're on, what were you, trained?
Yes.
All right. Click on the number where it says +5. Just click that.
Okay. Okay.
No.
I didn't know that.
And there's no other modifiers. Just click that you want it blind. All right, that was a blind roll. Excellent. And only I see it. All right, so that is your roll. Now I'll compare that with a DC that you don't see, and I'll tell you if it's a success or failure or give you false information or whatever.
Hey, sorry guys. You keep playing. I return shortly. I just need to grab something to eat.
All right.
So
If
I'll
anybody
be
needs
away
to
for-
step away,
oh.
go ahead and do it now.
Yeah, I'll take a short AFK.
Okay.
I'll make a cup of tea.
And I'll finish this with Ramirez, and then I'll fill Farley in. Let me think here. Hold on, Byron. Let me think. And what did you use? A cult?
Yes.
The skull and the engraving itself as a whole looks very familiar to you.
Okay.
It looks like something you encountered once before, not long ago, under Otari, in the caves that you explored with your friends. You remember that there was this little symbol that you found on a body that was at the bottom of a pit. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
This skull, this engraving, looks, you're almost positive, it looks like the symbol that you saw on that guy's body.
Very interesting.
What that means, you're not sure. It could, maybe it's a dark cult of rogues or something, whatever. You didn't really investigate where that body came from or who it was, but you remember that symbol. This looks exactly like it. You're almost positive. Maybe it's a cult. Maybe it's a symbol of a organization of thieves. You don't know. You don't know. But it's a symbol of something
Yeah.
that you've encountered before.
What I'm going to do is in the interest of full disclosure, when the group gets back, I'm going to disclose that to them.
Okay. Let me go back a little bit here. Neb. Let me see what you rolled. You got a 25 occultism check earlier. What did I describe to you once you made that roll? Did I tell you anything? I don't remember what I said to you.
I think you said in quite vague terms something about it being some kind of an perhaps occultic object or something like that. It was really vague.
Let me see here. Oh, you used occultism.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used occultism as well.
Okay.
And you described that. I'll just tell everybody now because I was going to tell everybody. When I look at the object, I recognize the skull and the sculpted moss as being the exact. I've seen this before on a pendant on the body I found at the bottom of the pit under Otari.
That's interesting.
I've seen this before on that gentleman.
Oh, cool, cultists.
Yeah, killed.
He's not sure exactly. He only knows that he's seen this before, and he recognizes that being a symbol he saw on that body.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't know about the body. He doesn't know anything about it because you guys really didn't investigate that. But he remembers seeing that symbol. It represents something. It's symbolic of something. It could be a cult. It could be a nefarious organization of criminals. But he's seen this symbol before, this skull with the wrappings of the moss sculpted onto it.
Oh, I mean, that's so the symbol of the cult, right? It has to be.
Anybody else want to?
It could be an underground organization that has a cult leaning.
Anybody else want to take a look, or no? If not,
I mean, I can, for all the good it will do. It looks like a skull. Yeah, it's definitely a skull.
again, use either religion or occult, and make it a
I don't think I
blind
have
roll.
either of those. 1 second.
Everybody has them. It doesn't matter if you're unskilled. Even you can make the roll. Just make sure it's a blind roll so you don't see what it is.
I totally made a blind roll.
You did.
It's a skull with moss on it.
You kind of, something jingles in your memory as well. Your youth as a young lass in the Saga lands. You would swear you've seen this decorating shields of warriors that you've seen in the Saga lands. It's some kind of emblem. The skull, in this particular way, it's sculpted with the moss and the vines growing around the skull. You swear you've seen that before, emblazoned on shields from the Saga lands.
You know something? I've seen this before. I've seen this on shields of warriors when I was little. Back home in Saga lands. I've seen this before.
Anyone else?
I am sorry about this in beforehand, but I was expecting that if Sigrid fails the roll, she will be all like, it's a cup. Because, well, I imagine they drink out of their enemy skulls in the cup Saga lands, but...
Oh, totally.
Yeah, so that didn't happen, but...
How about you, Farley? Want to take a roll? Want to take a close exam of this thing? Or even...
Did Sigrid pass the roll?
I'm not going to tell you.
I remember seeing something like this when I was little. I don't know if that helps.
That's all she knows. Marianne Dell, she's another one if she wants to take a look.
Oh, sure. Just a second, I'll pop up the character sheet. And occultism.
Or religion, either one.
Ooh, she will use her occultism.
Now, occultism is about hidden secrets, dark, cultic type of things that are unknown and secretive. Religion is more to do with gods and deities, be they good or evil. So that whatever you choose to use, that's going to be the type of information I'm going to be feeding you, if it's a success or a critical success or a failure or a critical failure.
Okay, yeah, so let's go with the religion then. She will see what she can recognize.
Blind roll. She's never seen it before in her life.
Oh, I knew it.
Nothing. I mean, she's seen plenty of skulls, but nothing in this particular design because honestly, the moss and the vines are quite unique.
Maybe it is a symbol of the continuous circle of life, death, and decay.
In her opinion, it could be a symbol of a deity, or not. It's a symbol of something. But yeah, that's all she can gather.
We die, we decompose.
Barley,
We
you want to
become
take a
moss.
you want to take a shot?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. So that's the information you got. What next?
Well,
Probably
I'm gonna see
investigate
if I
the
can-
door.
yeah, we're gonna investigate the door.
All right, let me bring up some stuff here and see what's going on.
I mean, we killed a creature to get in here, so we're gonna go through the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Neb would love to put his big ears against the door and just try to listen if there's anything on the other side.
Okay, gotcha. Now in D&D terms, that would be a D6 roll on a 1 or a 2. I think an elf is a. I think that's an elf. Everybody else, it's a roll of a 1. Or am I wrong? Is it 1 to 2? They hear something, and on a 1 to 3, the elf.
I think it's a 1 to 2 if it's an elf, but I think rogues get better at it as they go up levels.
Yeah, that's true.
We can change to that if you want to.
Oh, that's
Let's
awesome.
just-
I love D6s in my games. I use them occasionally, but not for a role like this. This is obviously perception. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'm reading something here. Mm-hmm. Doesn't say anything else. Okay. This double doors is pretty much, from what I can tell, just like every other door you've encountered so far. It's not locked. It's easy to push through. It's very rotted, that sort of thing. So there's no check required to work your way past this portal. I'm just trying to verify that in my book. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But you want to listen first. And
Yes.
with that, go ahead and make a blind perception roll.
Just a second.
Gigantic goblet ears.
Exactly, they have to be good for something. Oh, sorry, was perception? Oh, there it is.
It's not a skill. It's on page 1 of your character sheet or on your HUD all the way to the right.
I think I found it.
Okay. It sounds eerily silent. Almost like death itself has descended upon your ears.
Nothing back there, guys.
That's one way of saying you hear nothing.
So, as a curious little critter, Neb starts slowly push open the door.
All right, you're going to peer inside. All right, let me see what I have to do here. Forgot what the heck I'm doing. Unlock it. And
Sigrid's going to stick close to Neb because there could be a box full of healing potions in this room.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going to move the torch up to the doorway, but Neb is in the front. And I'm going to get rid of Ramirez here. Blink. So everybody click on that little torch, and I'll open the door. I just noticed something about this chamber. As I said, it's daylight, so it's coming through into the room, so you can see a little bit further than you normally could with just a torch. The torch helps you to see through the shadows along the walls. All right, let me read some text. The air in this chamber, Neb, or should I say large chapel, feels colder and damper than elsewhere in the ruins as you push your way through the rotted timbers of the portal. Condensed beads on the walls run in rivulets across the countless skulls carved into the stone. You could see this clearly as you look to the left and the right. A moldering human corpse lies slumped against a wall, his hands wedged into a crack as if he had died trying to pry a brick loose from the wall. 3 short flights of steps in front of you lie upward to a wider chamber to the north up ahead, where you can see, just barely, a semicircular dais supports an altar of white stone. You can see stained glass windows beyond this altar in the distance, shedding light into the chamber, each at least 20 feet tall and depicting, well, you'd have to get closer to see what they depict. That's what you see from the doorway.
I say we proceed inside very slowly, and I can do a perception check for any traps or booby traps.
So you're staying cautiously alert. You know, I almost think, Ramirez, you should be at the front of the party, or at least side by side next to Sigrid, because you being in the back seems to be a waste of time. You're always doing this.
I think maybe he goes in the front, Sigrid's right behind him, or side by side where they can.
All right, you want me to put you side by side with Sigrid?
That's fine.
All right, let me move you. And the rear is taken up by Farley, who I don't think is too pleased about that. But there's really no one else to cover the rear.
We are the first rank. Means we are the first ones to Valhalla.
I don't want to go to Valhalla. You can go.
Yes, you do. Why would you not want to go?
I don't follow that belief system.
Well, I suppose you have the freedom to be wrong.
A little bit of character development there.
Yeah, I love this kind of banter in role-playing games. This is the best.
All right, are you
I
entering?
was relatively certain I was going there a few minutes ago.
Are you entering the chamber?
Yes, we're entering the chamber, but I want to do a perception check around to see
Okay.
if there's anything. I know you're going to tell me, but I want to make.
You're keeping your eyes peeled and watching the floor and the walls, and I know what you're
Exactly.
doing. I know what you're doing.
Exactly.
I know what you mean. Whenever you try to do something out of the ordinary, like everybody halt, I'm going to go ahead about 10, 20 feet ahead of the party and get on my knees and scan the floor. Is there any stones that feel misplaced or give with any little bit of pressure? That would be a description of checking for traps with your bare
Okay.
hands. If you had a 10-foot pole, which is a very common thing amongst adventurers in dungeons, that's what you could use it for as well, looking for little wires and stuff. But you don't have one of those. But
Okay.
be creative and describe, whenever you have the opportunity, what you're
Okay.
doing. And then I will decide what, rules-wise, we do from there.
Well, I'm going to do this then, because this is what I had in mind before I said this. I'm going to motion with my hand for Sigrid to hold, and I'm going to stealthily
Do so.
go forward into the chamber and look. I'm going to creep, walk slowly, and look around and see what I can see before the party comes in.
All right. For some reason, my map isn't showing something. I want to draw something on the map for you guys. Let's see, freehand or circles. What do I want to? Oh, here's something. Text. Let me try this. I've never done this before. Update drawing. It just says new text. I think you guys could see that. I wanted to write something in it, but that didn't work out too well. You know what? Let me delete this. It's stupid. Let me freehand a little X. Right here. Right there is where there's the body that's slumped against the wall, pulling out a brick, seemingly. Okay? Right where that X is?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it.
Okay, let me grab Ramirez's token out again, just for the heck of it, because I know he's going to get crazy here and split the party. Hold on, Ramirez, you're not all the way up there. There you go. And how far ahead of the party are you? About 10 feet? That's about 15 feet. Is that okay?
In the 20 feet's fine.
All right, you don't detect anything at all as you
Okay.
enter this room, but it feels, you feel a presence of ominous. It feels almost as if something is watching you.
Like
Partic-
detect, like the
partic-
magic.
particularly as you move deeper into the room, closer to the dais, you sense this like you're being watched. To your left, 15 feet into the chamber, or 20 feet, to your left is this body slumped against the wall. What would you like to do? You're right next to the body.
I'm gonna motion for Sigrid to come forward and the rest of the party, and then I'm gonna check the body. As they come forward, I'm gonna let them know that I have this feeling that we're being watched, because I'm detecting this feeling.
As you draw closer towards Ramirez, you notice this as well. Looking at the body, where the corpse is, looks like it's pulling a brick from the wall, you can actually see in the wall, it looks like a secret door is ajar. And I say secret door because it's obviously not intended as a door per se. This is a secret door in a wall that is partially ajar, it seemed.
Sigrid, we need to secure this room before we start. It looks like there's a door here, like a secret door. This body.
Okay.
We need to secure the room first before we start opening doors.
Can I
Let me
go
have a look
first?
around.
Can Neb send the lights again? Can Neb send the lights down the hall or down up the room?
You could.
Ooh, I let the spell go, so I would just need to cast them again.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. You can cast it many times as you want.
So, should I cast them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Send the lights up the room and around. Let's find every nook and corner, see what we got going on. We just don't want to get ambushed by another creature.
No, sir, we don't. Just a sec, I'll throw in them.
And what's everybody else doing? Well, he does this and starts incanting.
I'm securing the room.
Okay.
I'm looking around, checking corners and stuff for
Right.
hidden beasties.
Yeah, we're on alert. We're suspicious of the room.
Yeah, and I have my sword in my hand, my shield in my other hand.
But you're all sticking close to the body and Ramirez. You're not like drifting apart and splitting up. Are you doing that? Because I'll bring your token out if you are.
No, I'm definitely not going far enough away that I can't share torchlight with them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll assume you move up to the steps right in front of Ramirez, about 6, 7, 8 feet in front of him. You can see where there's another rise of steps that go further north into the room. We'll say you're just at the base of those steps. You can see Sigrid As you look at the eastern wall, you can see there's more of those little arrow slits where there's just enough room to move within and somebody could look outside. And, they're obviously arrow slits. You recognize them to defend the place if ever it was attacked. Again, you also get this strange sensation as you wander about this small little area of the chamber of a presence. Something is here and you feel its eyes are watching you.
Great.
So are you like saying that something is beholding us?
Could be.
Like a creature who beholds?
Can someone well, I voice this concern that I feel like we're being watched to Sigrid, because I can tell from her face that she feels something similar to me.
Let me
Yes.
let me bring out another party token to show those dancing lights. That'll really brighten it up, and you can also click on that if you want. But you tell me where you want this to be, Neb, and I'll move this one. You'd be able to see a little bit more into the room, perhaps.
So I think the first one, as I can move them like in a chain, like I did the last time. So the first one should be as far away from me as it can be, and then the next will be a bit closer to me, and the next bit closer, and the last
I get
closest. Yeah.
You can basically light up the entire room. It's 120 feet from you and 10 feet from each other. So you can basically string them any way you want. You can see anywhere you want from your position.
So I think the furthest one can be like at the far side of this room, next to those, if they are columns or something like that. Yeah.
Those are where there's
somewhere-
stained glass windows.
Oh yeah, it was that. Yeah, so that I think is pretty good.
Okay, Ramirez, what about the rest of you? You're right next to this body. You see this secret door that is ajar where the X is. What would you like to do?
I want to search the body
Okay.
and see if I can any identifying marks, any gold or weapons, any identification.
Okay, you're searching
Any
the body.
healing potions?
Any
Okay.
healing potion.
What about the rest of you? Farley, what are you up to?
If I remember correctly, you said there was some sort of like you described this as a chapel, so there's some sort of like religious iconography way up forward.
All along the wall, particularly the wall to the left, which is the west wall, you see these emblems of skulls, and they look almost exactly like the skull that was carved on the front door as well, that you came through. These are a little bit smaller, and they're all along the left wall, the wall to the west. You see them also on the wall to the east, where Sigrid is, looking out those arrow slits. Not as many, but they're also decorating that wall as well. And you get the feel of a chapel, mainly because those stained glass windows seem to portray some kind of imagery. You'd have to get close to see exactly what, but it feels almost like a temple of sorts.
Okay. Farley, they are going to cast Detect Magic. Put that in the chat. Real quick. Yeah, they're just gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Okay. One second. What is the range on that?
It is a 30-foot emanation from
You
back.
you definitely sense the presence of magic.
Okay.
Within 30 feet of you, so there's something pinging.
Farley, do you think it's do you think this magic is an entity?
It could be the creature would have to have the magic trait in its
Yeah.
description, and it would also ping if it was. So yeah, it could be a creature as well. Anything with the magic trait.
Detect magic is only. It's essentially just a light. It's not an actual radar. So I have to figure out what the object is before I can move on to any theories.
The way detect magic works in Pathfinder, at least at low levels, it basically has a range, and if something is present within that range, in this case 30 feet, what the spellcaster gets is a feeling of a presence. It doesn't say where, it doesn't say what direction. It's just within 30 feet, he feels the presence of magic. That's essentially what it is.
I want to invite Farley to help me search the body.
Okay, as you start going through this corpse, it looks like it's been dead for quite a while, but not too long ago. You do find some interesting things, Ramirez and Farley. You find a rapier, a nice bladed rapier that you might take an interest in. So write down rapier. It's in great condition with a sheath, nice fine blade. You also find a total of 4 daggers.
Wow.
Which seem to be in great condition, nice and sharp, useful. On his finger, you do find a silver ring. Could be valuable.
What's the ring look like? Does it have an emblem on it?
It's just a plain ring, but it looks like it's pure silver. This thing would go for 5 gold pieces if you sold it. So put worth 5 GP. Hope you guys are using scratch paper. Worth 5 gold pieces. A silver ring worth 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
You also find a vial of liquid with a cork in the top. It looks good.
Sigrid?
Does it look like a healing potion?
I don't know. Do you want to uncap it and take a little taste?
I'm going to bet you it is.
Or a smell, or however you want to
Why
do it.
not? I'll open it and take a sniff.
Ah, the scent of cinnamon. It smells good.
Yes, it is.
Can I? Is it okay if I use this, guys?
Yes.
If I roll a 1, I'm gonna cry. Is it a healing potion or is it like poison and I have to make the character?
Oh, you're drinking it?
Well, yeah.
All right. I want you to make save versus fortitude.
Is it?
Oh, outstanding. Hold on.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Okay.
I'm only kidding. Yes, it is a healing potion. It is. Let me find the specific type. It's a minor healing potion. I don't remember what that does. 2d8? I don't know. Look it up in the...
That's 1d8 because that's the kind I had.
Let me go to items. Minor healing. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's 2d8. I could be wrong, though. Minor healing potion? It's funny. You just find this cinnamony liquid and you immediately drink it. Yeah, I found it. It is...
I mean, it's Sigrid.
You regain 3d8 plus 10. Wait a minute. Is that right? Let me reread this. Minor.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, this is a moderate. That's not the one you got. You got a minor. Sorry. 1d8 hit points. You're right. 1d8. Go ahead and roll it up.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Okay.
I have no idea how to open my character sheet when there's not a thing for me to click.
On top right, there are those small icons, and third from the left is a scala. Click that, and then open the player characters.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I regained 6 hit points, so I'm back up to 21. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Wonder if
No
you can.
problem.
Wonder if you
Glad
can.
it helped.
I
Does
wonder.
anyone need to?
Go
There's 4
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Byron.
I'm gonna start passing out daggers to people who need them. Let's go.
Remove macro.
Ooh, Neb wants as many as you are willing to give him.
There's 4 of them here. I already have one.
There's also another potion. This one has a dark liquid inside of it. It also is corked.
Do I have a dagger? I think I have a dagger. I mean, I'm not saying I won't take another one. I have a dagger, but I mean, if there's extras, I'll take it.
Farley, do you want the silver ring so you can buy more magic stuff back home?
It's worth 5 gold.
Yeah, I'll take the silver ring if you want.
Yeah. Take the silver ring, and if anyone wants the rapier, I'll take the rapier.
I don't see any point.
It seems like it would be best in your capable hands.
Yeah.
So I'll just
So
fasten that extra rapier to my backpack. So
Now, just
how many daggers Neb get?
there's 4 daggers total in that on the body. So y'all divide.
And see, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say there's 4 daggers, so y'all just divide them up. I already have mine.
Sigrid, Farley, you want one?
I have one, so you can have mine. Because frankly, I think you'll put it to better use than me.
Okay. And Farley, do you wish to have one of those daggers?
I'm checking to see if I would even be proficient in a dagger. Either way, I don't think I would want one.
Okay.
I think literally
So-
everyone is proficient in daggers, aren't they?
Wizards are weird.
Take whatever weapons that we are not going to carry or whatever, and throw them out the window. We don't want them coming back and being used by a creature or a goblin or whatever.
No, that is
Present-
not a bad
Present
idea.
company accepted, of course, regarding goblins.
Goblin. What are those blue things we been killing?
Gremlins, I think.
Gremlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things. I don't want it coming back and biting us in the ass. So
Neb kinda looks at sideways to Ramirez when that thing slips out of his mouth and then gives like a very wide grin, like, yeah. But yeah, I'll add the daggers to my inventory.
Farley, you want to smell this potion, the black potion, since you got the magic touch?
I'm picturing somebody opening their refrigerator and finding that jug of spoiled milk and being like, "Oh God, this is horrible! Smell this!"
Yeah.
To one of their
exactly.
friends, you know.
Yeah, I'll begin. If you hand it over here, I'll begin casting Read Aura. I doubt that's what it is, but I'll try it anyway.
what were you casting?
Read Aura. Basically, I focus on an object, and if it is magical, I'll know whether that item is magical, and if it is, I'll learn its school of magic. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah. You focus on a target object, opening your mind to perceive magical auras. When the casting is complete, you know whether the item is magical or not, and if it is, you learn the school. If the object is illusionary, you detect this only if the effects level is lower than the level of your read aura spell. It's a cantrip. One object at a time, 1 minute casting time. So basically, this tells you what school, if it is magical, and if it is magical.
Yep.
One item at a time. That'll take a few minutes. What items are you going to cast this spell on?
I'm gonna cast it on the vial with the dark liquid first.
All right, that definitely is magical.
Okay, cool.
So that's probably the object that you thought that you detected earlier.
Are you also
It
checking out
could
the
have
other?
Potion.
The healing,
Oh, okay.
the healing potion, obviously.
Yeah.
The silver ring, nothing. The daggers, nothing. The rapier is magical.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
That's a
Wow.
pretty cool spell. The school, I don't know. I'd have to find the actual items in the thing here to find out the school. But normally what you do outside of that is you use the skill Identify Magic, which is you've used in the past. It's actually a skill that basically does the same thing. But this was really effective. Much more effective, I think. Nice.
Yeah, I think the deal is that with the skill, it doesn't take as much time.
10
but
minutes.
you can roll. Oh, it takes 10 minutes? Never
10
mind
minutes. Yep.
that. Yeah, read aura, that costs nothing. Okay.
The thing
You
is,
got-
with a critical success, you learn exactly what this thing does. Like if the rapier was a +1 or it was a +3 or whatever, you'd know exactly that's what it was. But with this, you don't know that, and you might never know.
Well, upon learning that it's a magical rapier,
I'm keeping this
I'm gonna-
bitch.
yeah, I'm gonna keep this and I'm
Now,
gonna switch it to primary. I'm gonna put my regular rapier in the backpack and then attach it to the backpack and then take the magical rapier and put it as my primary.
okay. Now, if you go to your items icon on the right, maybe you guys are doing this already. This is how you find stuff. It's the little Tiffany box next to the skull. If you search for the item itself and then drag it onto your character sheet, you'll have the item. I mean, you can find these things in the items category. So you don't have to manually create them as we play. You can just look them up. The rapier plus whatever. In fact, let me find the rapier.
Okay.
Let me do that for you because I don't want to reveal what it is.
No, I'm gonna talk to the party here, guys. Are we satisfied to see what this guy was trying to open? You want to open this door up?
You know it.
I mean, yeah. We can't not figure it out now, right? I mean, we have to. We have to.
Right. I mean, I just want to make sure everyone's ready before we open this door.
I'll tell you what, Byron, just look up rapier, just the normal plain rapier in items, and then drag it onto your character sheet. And what I want you to do is I want you to put a little, well, we'll do it this way. Find a normal rapier and drag it onto your character sheet.
Okay. There's rapier and unusual rapier.
Just a normal rapier.
Okay.
So you should have 2 of them now. I see one's already in your character sheet. There you go.
Okay.
Now let me do something with this. I'm gonna mystify the rapier, and you'll see it. It'll show up as unusual rapier.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna leave it at that. As far as you know, that is a normal rapier that has unusual qualities, i.e., it's magical, but you don't know exactly what kind of magic is involved here. Okay, so the only way you're going to find out is through trial and error. When I feel it's appropriate, I'll tell you what it does little by little. I mean, maybe it does some fantastical things, turns your opponent into a mouse, and then you step on him. It could do all kinds of things. You don't know, but trial and error, my friend.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to leave that as unusual repair, and anytime you use it, let me know.
Okay.
Okay? And this is kind of the thing with Pathfinder and myself. I actually like this, but magic items, the way it's assumed you handle them in your games is you don't just tell players, oh, it's a +1, or it's got the rune of striking, or whatever. You don't tell them. It's always something the player will discover over time. The cool thing about magic items in Pathfinder is they never become redundant. And the reason for that is you can add runes to them, for instance. The rune of striking allows you to do extra damage or to hit with a +1. You can take that rune and put it on another item. You could also take that rune and replace it with a different rune. Magic weapons and armor are infused with magical energies through what's called runes. That's how they get their magical properties. They're runes. And those runes can be transferred to other items, or they can be added to with additional runes. That's the cool thing about weapons and armor. A similar thing can be done with other items as well. But in terms of this rapier, this will always be useful. You could make it more powerful in the future if you wanted to. Or you could transfer its rune, whatever it has, to another item. So it's never entirely a useless thing because you go up in level and who wants a +1 striking rune? You know, but we'll get into that as we play and develop our characters. But for now, that's an unusual rapier, and you're going to discover what it's capable of and as we play. Okay? Cool. You might even give it a name. I shall call you Dragon Slayer. The Dragon
Right.
Slayer rapier, and that's what you'll always know it as. And as you play games with it, you'll learn what it's actually capable of. It might actually be intelligent. You don't know. But we'll see. I love magic items.
Well,
And you?
Anyone else have anything they want to do before we open this door?
No, I feel like I've done enough for one day, so let's keep the ball rolling.
You healed up?
I mean, yeah, I'm fine. The last potion put me in good shape.
Good, good.
And one more thing about that extra elixir you found. Someone write this down on a piece of paper. You don't have to put it on your character sheet. But whoever has it, put mysterious dark liquid. You don't know what it is. Just write it down on a sheet of paper. You don't have to put it on your character sheet. All
I'm going
right?
to give it to Farley. I'm going to let Farley take it.
Okay. It'll just be a little handwritten note.
Yep, I got it.
'Cause
Mysterious black elixir, aka Goldschlager.
I can't find it within the items category. I'll do it later, but for now, just write it down.
Okay.
Goldschlager, that was good.
If you want to drink it, you can do that too. You don't have to waste time. But anyway,
A magical elixir that transports you to a new place.
okay. The ring, you could put that in your inventory if you want. It's negligible. It's just a 5 gold piece ring. It's not going to weigh much. And the daggers are daggers. You can look them up. All right. Anyway. God. What the hell's knocking on
All
my
right, yeah.
window?
All right, this is the moment of truth here. We've come this far. We're going to keep going.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Ramirez looks down at the wall where the guy had removed the brick and peers inside the hole where the brick was and goes to pull or to activate the door.
Well, it's a little secret door in the wall. Right?
Well, I was under the understanding it's like a lever or something to open a door, but
No,
I could be wrong.
it's a half. The door is ajar.
Oh,
It's a door in the wall, but it's not a door. It's a secret. You know what I mean? It's a secret door.
Oh, but it's already open.
Mm-hmm. It's
let's,
ajar.
Let's open,
Oh,
let's open the secret door.
Ramirez, you push open ever so gently and peek inside. Let's see if I could reveal this on the map. I don't know if I can or not. let me just show you what this looks like. I have to do this. Draw walls. Okay, let me draw something here. You're going to see some weirdness on the screen. That's okay. I'm going to actually draw this live. Okay, let me get rid of this. Delete. And no, I guess I can't do that. All right. I'm going to delete a section of the wall, so just close your eyes for a second. And I'm going to put this new part of the wall in right there and bring it down here. So you can actually peer into this little alcove, right? There. All right, Ramirez, you can see this now.
Okay.
What that is it's like it opens up into this little closet-like compartment. Yeah. That's about it. If you want to know anything more, tell me what you're doing.
Well, if it opens up to a little closet, let's look inside the closet.
All right, you peek inside the closet. Do you step inside?
No,
As you step inside,
I'm not going to step inside.
as you step inside over the body, you guys are so cautious.
I am.
It's probably because I'm not describing it too well. I don't know how to describe this. I like to keep mystery in this, but
I don't want to step in somewhere. I want to look in somewhere.
as you look inside, it looks like there's a kind of latch on the wall opposite, like as if there's a door on the other side of this little closet-like chamber.
Okay. I'm gonna detect a trap. I'm gonna see if there's any traps.
All right, you're checking the walls and floor plates and all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay. You go ahead and make a blind roll, perception.
Okay.
I'll let you do it, or I'd roll it. Go ahead. Blind.
Hey guys, is it okay if I step off at this point?
No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Where you going, lazy? Don't leave now. No.
Oh, so
Okay.
no. I just my brain is about done for the day. I'm sorry. I need
All right, lazy.
I need to get going at this point. Sorry, but you can keep playing if you wish to. Just take care of Neb and Marianne Dell.
We'll keep it going for a little bit more before we go any further up the steps, I think, because I don't want folks to miss out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
we do another hour, like to 11 o'clock or 50 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day.
All right. All right, lazy. If you're gonna take off.
Yeah, sorry about this, but yeah, my concentration abilities are very limited of lately. So, but
Alright.
hope you all have a great time and thank you for the company. It was a hoot.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
Lazzy.
Bye, Lassie.
See you soon.
Bye bye. See you.
Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodaloo. And your die roll. Okay. Nothing looks out of the ordinary in this little closet-like chamber.
Let's go ahead and pull the lever.
All right, you step inside. You'll have to if you want to pull the lever.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I'm going to have to refer to my notes here because you're getting ahead of me. Let's see what that is. All right.
So the title of this video, when you post it, is definitely going to be Ramirez Comes Out of the Closet, right?
There you go. Dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, you step inside and you pull the lever, and it is indeed another door. and it goes chunk, and it begins to creak open. It's stone. It's probably one of those type of doors where it's in the center of it is like, sunken in, and it's got a ball on the top and it rotates on its center. That's how I imagine it. So when you push it in like that, you start to discover another chamber on the other side. I'll just move you forward. Let me move the torch people behind you so they can kind of get an idea what's going on. And let me remove this part of the wall. There.
Okay.
So you should be able to see that now.
I motion to the party. Let's cautiously proceed inside. Let me
Well, let me read. I got some text.
Oh, okay.
This triangular room, and I'll kind of bring you inside. You're not actually in there, but I'll bring you inside so you can see it better. Okay?
Okay.
This triangular room might have once seemed comfortable, Ramirez, but after years of rain and exposure to the elements, through the 2 arrow slits in the northwestern wall, the room's tapestries and ornaments and all those kind of things that once hung here are now fallen to decay. So it's basically a big empty chamber where the tapestries and ornaments along the wall, there's no furniture. If there was, it's rotted away, have all just basically rotted and deteriorated. Mostly due to the fact of the arrow slits presence, and the weather can come in through there. They're not, the smallest openings in the wall.
Well, I don't think this room was built for no reason, so I'm going to inspect the walls to detect if there's any more hidden doors.
Okay, that's going to take time, but go ahead and give me a blind perception check, just one roll. And I assume Sigrid and the others are holding back, peeking into the chamber, standing guard?
Yeah, I mean, curiosity is a strong point. So Sigrid's definitely peeking in and looking around.
Okay. And I'll move Ramirez a little bit. Kind of get an idea what the room looks like. You can actually peek out the arrow slit there, Ramirez.
Interesting.
And of course, there's another door right here.
Okay. So there's a door in front of me?
Mm-hmm. And it seems relatively safe. You just see a lot of rotten decay. The room stinks of must and mold. But other than that, nothing.
So it's a dead end?
Well, there is a door in the southern wall.
Yeah, let's go to the door on the southern wall, and I'll detect any traps or.
Well, you've done that. You haven't found anything unusual or out of the place. To you, it seems pretty safe.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the door. I'm not gonna just open the door. I'm gonna have my rapier at the ready and shield up, motion everyone to come in, following behind me, and I'm gonna open that door.
Okay, let's bring you up to the door and bring the party inside in their normal marching order. Let's get them in here. And that's what you guys see. We'll assume, let's see, you've got a torch. Farley has a torch. If you want to put that out, Farley, you can do that because I know that Neb has a spell out that's, it's got those globes, dancing lights it's called, which are like multiple torches he's got floating around at his leisure. If a combat breaks out, you'll have to be careful because he has to actively sustain, spending an action to do so, to keep that spell in play, and thus light for you guys. Otherwise, there's no torches lit.
Sigrid will definitely keep holding up a torch.
All right, you
even
still
if
got a torch.
Nobody else doesn't want to. Yeah, she'll have her shield in her one hand and her torch in her main hand.
All right, so
I
Farley,
mean, if she has to, she can fight with it.
And Farley, you can put your torch out. Just mark off a torch on your supplies and let Sigrid handle the lighting conditions. And, okay. Let me double check something here. me just read something here. Ah, one thing you did catch your eye, Ramirez, just as you almost overlook it. You did find a ring of keys.
Excellent.
Sitting on what once was a table. It's obviously rotted and fallen into a little pile of rot. But there on the top of it, you could just make it out. You almost missed it. Is a ring with a set of keys upon it.
I promptly grabbed the keys.
All right. Unfortunately, it looks like most of them are ruined with rust.
I will gently clean them off with oil and a piece of emery cloth.
Okay. About 6 of the keys totally rusted through, breaking your hands as you do so. However, 2 more bronze keys remain relatively usable. So you basically got 2 keys out of this after you clean them off. One of them has a decoration of a lighthouse on it.
Okay.
The other has a decoration of a book.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got to write this down myself. Hoo-hoo! Yeah, one's got the image of a lighthouse on it. That makes sense. And the other one has an image of a book on it.
A book with no name.
Yeah.
Found in the Crescent City.
Let's see. Where is this now?
This book contained a map. A map with no names.
I had a horse with no name once. We went together through the desert.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
America. Gotta love it. Okay. I understand what's going on here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so that's what you found here, looking around.
This is before we go into the door.
Yeah, as you're heading for that door, you did find those keys. Stop to pick them up, clean them off. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right, so you all head down towards the door. You don't find anything else, Ramirez, and nothing else catches the party's eye at this point. At least according to the die rolls. The door, again, looks easy to open, rotted,
Let's open.
and all that stuff.
Let's proceed inside.
I love the door opening noise, by the way. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. No, let me move our map here in the video that I'm recording. We have to move it. There we go.
Thank you. I wasn't sure why we weren't moving.
So that's what you see, Ramirez, as you push through this one chamber here. You see another room. Let me go find this room. You guys are all over the place today, keeping me on my toes. What room is this? It's fun though, because I'm kind of learning as I go here too. This is interesting. You peer into the room. The ceiling has collapsed in the southwest corner of this chamber. Yeah, you know what? Let me delete you, Ramirez, temporarily. And let me move everybody up so everybody can see what's in this room. Okay? So everybody click on that torch. Whoops, I closed the door. And then I'll read. The ceiling has collapsed in the southwest corner of this room. The walls bear several shelves, but the books and the papers once kept here have obviously rotted to ruin long ago, as have the desk and chair in the alcove to the northeast. Northeast being to your left. Well, actually, no, you're facing south, so yeah, it would be left. Okay. So you can see a lot of rubble in here. What would you like to do?
Do we see anything glinting in the rubble, like coins or gems or the hilts of powerful weapons of kings of old? Anything like that?
Just looking in, you can all make a blind perception check. I can't see, I'm blind. So go ahead and make blind perception checks. Whoever's at the front of the party and wants to really take a good solid look in here. It's Ramirez and
Me?
Sigrid.
That's skills, right? No. Where's perception?
Oh, perception is on page 1 of your character sheet.
Attributes. I got it.
There you go.
I guess that was my perception check.
I don't know what that was. That was the torch.
Yeah, that's because I went. Oh, okay. Let me go from my character sheet, maybe.
Yep.
Okay. Now let me try this again.
That's pretty
Let
cool, though.
me-
The torch rolled.
The torch made a perception check.
He's not very good at it. No
Oh,
modifier.
that was okay. Hold on. Okay, so where is my perception? Dear God.
It's on page 1 of your character sheet. It's in the front. It's not considered a skill. It's something everybody has. It's
Page
just
one?
on the
I am-
left.
If this was a snake, I'd so be dead. Oh my God! It's literally right there.
Mm-hmm.
So do I just roll on? Oh, perception.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try that again. I actually grew worse.
Did you get my perception check? It was
Yeah, I got it. All right, this is just from looking around in the room, not interacting with anything, but double check. You do see a desk. So there is some furniture in here. It's not been destroyed.
Well, I see there's a room. I see a door on the other side of the opposite wall, and I also see a stairwell glue. It looks like leading down to a lower level.
Yeah.
Let's proceed inside.
Let me look at this description again. The ceiling has collapsed in the southwest corner of the room. The walls bear several shelves. Okay, so there's shelves, but the books and papers obviously ruined. You know, there's a desk and a chair in an alcove to the northeast, which, if you're facing north, would be to your left. So yeah, it's kind of, I can kind of see it. So there's a desk and there's shelves along the walls that ruin papers, and there's a desk with a chair in the northeast corner. You're actually right next to it. So if you want to, just looking about the room, you don't see anything standing out other than that. A lot of rubble and some furniture, most of it rotten, papers falling apart, but you'll have to interact with stuff if you really want to search properly. So what would you like to do, Ramirez? You're first, and then Sigrid, I'll ask you as well. What would you like to do? You're heading the party. And Farley, if you want to jump in and explore some of these shelves which held books and papers, that's always an option as well.
Yeah, let's look around.
All right, Ramirez, what exactly are you doing?
I'm going to move into the room, and I'm going to look around in the books. I'm going to examine the door on the south wall.
Okay,
make
one
sure
thing
it's
at a
okay.
time.
Okay.
All right, give me a perception check for the shelves.
Okay.
Make it a blind roll. And how about you, Sigrid? You just holding the guard, or you gonna check things out?
I'm likewise going to walk around and look on shelves, look at tables, look in corners. I mean, I'm not going to touch anything, but I've got the torch, so I figure I've got. I mean, I can see things pretty clearly as I walk around and look.
Okay. Go ahead and
Does that make sense?
Go ahead and you give me a blind perception check.
Okay, blind. Let me do that. Let me see if I can make it right this time. Okay, now.
And Farley, how about you?
Okay, blind roll.
There's shelves
There we
covered
go.
with papers, and there's a desk.
Yeah. Is this this is the same room with all the ruined tapestries and whatnot still, right?
No, this is a new chamber to the south. You've just vacated that room, but that chamber led to this one.
Oh, okay. Mm.
Again, there's lots of books on shelves surrounding the walls, and
Yeah.
most of it looks rotted and stuff, but there is a desk right next to you as well. If you want to search something specifically, tell me, and then give me a blind perception check.
Yeah, I want to try and I guess this will be. I want to try and figure out, like, who would have been here. I guess I'm looking more at the desk, particularly, and trying to figure out what they were working on.
Okay, that's very specific. I like that. So you go ahead and give me a perception check.
That is very specific. Specific.
I like it.
Okay.
Give me a blind perception check. And Sigrid and Ramirez, as you go about the room, looking through the walls and looking at all these books and papers, again, it's all rotted. You can't identify anything. The writing is barely visible. Nothing really stands out.
No books with lots of pictures.
No, as far as you can tell. Might be something interesting here or there, but nothing really stands out. A flight of stairs descends into the darkness, leading into the south, however.
Yes. So keep in mind, people, that guy that the body, they were trying to get into this place. So he must have been getting here for a reason.
All right, you know what? Let's back up. Let's retro something here. Yeah, I made a big error here, but I'm not going to reveal what that was. But here's what happens regarding the steps. If you look closely at the map, it looks like there's a solid wall going around these steps. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me put a little scribble mark here. Right here. Okay, right there. There looks to be what was a secret door, but is also ajar. And it's not the easiest thing to spot, except for the rogue, who's quite in tune with these things. And you spot it quickly. Just as before, this little door in the wall, obviously a hidden secret door, is ajar. And as you peer through it, Ramirez, you do in fact see a set of steps, 3 to 4 foot wide, descending to the south.
Interesting.
All right, so that's how that actually should look on the map.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what's up with the steps. Otherwise, it's just a wall that sticks out from the wall. You know, this little rectangular long thing. But there's actually a secret door revealing the set of steps descending into the south. Ramirez has spotted this. And there you go. So that's what you have found. And Sigrid, what you have found, which is pretty much just rotted papers. And did you make a roll, Farley? Yes, you did. Let me read this. You do find a hidden compartment Farley, within the desk. It's really easy to find because it's falling apart in your hands. It's so rotted. But this was obviously a little hidden drawer within the desk. It's not obvious, but you found it. And it's partially open. And it reveals what looks like a couple elixirs stashed within. Actually, there's 3 of them.
Do these look similar to the vial of dark liquid that one skeleton had?
No. At this point, you have discovered a set of stairs descending below this room, heading to the south. You've also, in this chamber, you see a door in the southern wall, which you've not peered through just yet. And you found some magical goodies. And that's where we can pretty much leave it off. Yeah, so if you guys want to...
And Sigrid has decided the title for her autobiography will be How I Learned to Love Erotic Asphyxiation.
Oh, jeez.